Hey ballers, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we'll be reviewing the Saddleman Explorer seat, and I'm going to show you how you go from this to this.
Boy, that sure sounds good.
Hey ballers, welcome back to the channel. If you like our stuff, then go ahead and give us a like, and if you really like our stuff, then go ahead and subscribe. So as our thumbnail says, we're going to do a Saddleman Explorer review and talk about how easy it is to put it on this bike. If you've seen any of my other reviews, this is a 2019 Sport Glide. It is in the Softail line, and Saddleman makes an array of seats for this Softail model. I want to do a review on the seat. I purchased the seat because, as you can see in the background, I have my Sportster over there, and the Sportster frame and just comfort level on that is not anywhere close to this bike. On that Sportster model, or really any of the Sportsters, but on that model, when my wife and I go riding and I put the additional seat on the back and the backrest and whatnot, there's only so much comfort you can get out of that particular bike just because of the way the frame is and the shocks. So when I purchased this bike, one of the first things that I did was go and get a Saddleman seat, because the stock seat that comes out of the Harleys, while this is actually a pretty comfortable seat for stock, I just know it's not going to be something comfortable for my wife and passenger on the back to do any significant riding. So I went over to Saddleman, went on their website, and ordered the seat. Now, Saddleman seats are all special order. I'm sure you can get them at Harley dealers and some other outlets, but most of the time, you know, even if you get it from them, they're gonna go online and order it. So I went online, found the Explorer seat. That seat's a little different than what some of their other seats are. And the reason I got the Explorer seat is because their standard seat for this kind of has a tapered seat in the back. And I wanted something wider that was going to be more comfortable. And so their Explorer version is closer to the touring model seat. So with that seat on here, myself as well as my wife should have no problem riding for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours on that seat, because one, it's wide enough for both of us, and two, they're great seats because, you know, they're custom made, they're gel filled, just all the great things about Saddleman that if you're watching this review, well, you're already looking at them and you are interested or possibly interested in purchasing one. I will tell you this, Saddleman's website, I went online, picked the seat I wanted, then you can go ahead and customize your stitching, colors, and a few other options. They did have a very good process as far as keeping me informed as to where the seat was in their production line. So when I basically ordered it, I got an email saying thank you. Then I got another email saying, hey, your seat has gone into the design phase, and it's gone into the cutting phase, and then it's gone into the manufacturing phase where they, you know, put it all together, and then it goes into the quality control. And finally it's shipped. When I first made the order, the seat was quoted at 5 to 6 weeks from order start to delivery, and they actually had it to me in 3 weeks. So yeah, very happy with the product. And so what I wanted to do is just go through and show you how easy it is to install this. I'm not going to go through all the contents in the bag. These seats are customizable, so I actually did order a backrest to come with this. It just pops on there. So let me show you what you need to do to install the seat, and literally anybody can do this. There is nothing to putting this seat on this bike. Okay, so the standard seat on this Sport Glide, it's wide seat. It has what I call a tapered, you know, seat. It's actually fairly comfortable for what it is. There's really just one screw that holds it in. It's right here. I've gone and taken it out. Once you take this screw out, all you got to do is push this seat forward, pick it up, pull it back, and it comes off. The clip for not only this seat, but the Explorer, Saddleman Explorer seat is basically right here, okay? Once that comes off, there are a couple other things that you'll end up seeing. The stock seat came with a leather band, a strap for holding on, and that was actually attached right here. So when I first took it off, I had to kind of reach in there and just pull the bolt out. Super easy though. I've since taken that strap and put it back on the Explorer seat so that my passenger has something to hang on to if we're going to hit a bump or something like that. So the Saddleman seat comes with essentially this little rubber grommet that's going to go over your lockdown, and this is the bolt that kind of goes up in under the fender. And of course you attach that down through the seat, tighten them down, and that's it. So if I grab this Saddleman, and you can see what I ended up doing on this seat was I took the old band that was on there. I had to basically almost fashion it like a belt. There's you can't really see it, but I got a couple bolts in there holding it together, the original one that came with it, and then I put another one through there, and then I just Gorilla taped it up so it's not going to go anywhere. And as this seat gets fashioned down and pushed down, you know, I put the tape around here so it's not going to scratch. And as the seat gets put onto the bike and fastened down, it stays in place. So now, of course, when the seat ships, this tab is turned around. You just got to take this off and flip it around and use your T-driver to put it back on, tighten it up. And as I said, you can see here, this is the front lip that's going to come right into here, slide in under that. And then, of course, it's got all these rubber grommets that I didn't have to touch, I didn't have to do anything with, and it keeps it from scratching your paint. Now, on a couple models, and when you look in the directions, I don't know if it's a specific lowrider model, what that is, but some of those bikes come with like a rubber clip down in this area, and in the directions it'll tell you to take that off, otherwise the seat doesn't really sit flush. So for me, all I got to do is flip this seat around, get that notch in under there, kind of push it up, just make sure that it's in there. And now that it is, I'm actually going to reach up under the bike. And you can see that it's a little easier here. You can see that it's sitting up, and that's going to just come on down in there and screw down. Now, I do have to use a screwdriver for this. I just kind of got to be careful that I don't hit the paint job. But I've done it a few times, so it'll be all right. And again, you just got to reach up under your fender, and this bolt, you can see there's a lip on here, and that corresponds to, see how this is drilled out, there's a little lip as well. And you're just going to line that up in under there. I got it started, and now that it's in there, it'll just crank down. Take my hand out of the back. Get a little carried away. You might want to put some tape on the front of your screwdriver. And that's pretty much it. Saddleman seat installed. Again, it's real easy. If I can do it, anybody can do it. It's literally one bolt. This is the old strap, like I said, that I had from the old seat. And once my passenger is on there, that can get, you know, she can hang on to it. Now, my seat did come with 2 other pieces of accessory. One was this backrest that goes in here, and that just slides down in. And so what I have found is if I have a passenger on, I'm probably not going to use this. This really, by the time you get a backrest on here and have this, they're really sandwiched in there. So for just a 2-up ride, this is not going to be on there. But take this bike on a trip, and yes, this backrest is on there so you can get some back support. Even though this has a very, I mean, you're really down in here, the smaller your back is like here, this just give you some extra back support on a long trip. Again, this seat is a great seat. It is, well, the Softail just in general from a suspension standpoint is, you know, night and day ahead of where my Sportster is, obviously. 2 very different bikes. But when you throw this Saddleman gel-filled Explorer seat on here, it just, you know, gives this bike, oh, just that long cruiser luxury feel. So, thanks for watching. And again, if you like our content, give us a like. And if you really like it, go ahead and subscribe.